Hey everyone, welcome. So I know exams are literally just around the corner and the stress is probably starting to hit, right? Well, take a deep breath because this explainer is designed to be your absolute ultimate rapid revision tool for electricity, circuits, and components. Just think of me as your personal study buddy. We're going to get these concepts crystal clear and super organized so you can walk into that test completely confident. Let's get into it. Okay, picture this situation. The power suddenly goes out in your house. So you grab your trusty torch, you click the button, and absolutely nothing happens. You're left in the dark. Ever wonder exactly why your torch just suddenly stops working like that? Well, let's decode electricity for your exams by looking at that exact scenario. By the time we figure out how to fix our imaginary broken torch today, you're going to understand the core mechanics of this entire chapter.
Here is our quick revision roadmap. First, cells and circuits. Then, LEDs and direction. Third, switches. Fourth, conductors and insulators. Fifth, key terms, and we'll wrap it up with a quick recap. Let's keep it moving.
Starting off with Section 1, Cells and Simple Circuits. Okay, take a look at the complete path shown here. Down at the bottom, you've got an electric cell. And if you look closely, you'll see a positive and a negative terminal marked right on it. Now, when we connect wires from that cell all the way up to a bulb, we create a complete path for the electric current. And guys, here is a golden rule for your exams, so definitely write this down. The direction of electric current in a circuit is always taken to be from the positive terminal to the negative terminal of the cell. If that whole path is complete, current flows and boom, the lamp glows.
Moving right along to Section 2, the mighty LED, which is basically a one-way street for electricity.
I want you to look really closely at this LED connected to the battery. Do you see those two wires sticking out of it? Notice how they're actually different lengths? Well, here is a massive exam tip. Current can pass through an LED in one direction only. For it to actually glow, the longer wire, which is the positive terminal, absolutely must connect to the positive terminal of the battery, and that shorter wire, the negative terminal, has to connect to the negative side. If you mix them up, no light. So just remember, long is positive, short is negative.
All right, Part 3, Switches, Controlling the Flow. Now, knowing how to control the flow of electricity is really how we make these circuits useful for us every day. The crucial point to look at here is that safety pin. It's basically a homemade switch. When the safety pin is not touching the second drawing pin, like what we're seeing right here, there's a gap in the path. We say the circuit is open. Now, open just means it's in the off position. Current literally cannot flow across that gap, so the lamp stays totally dark. But if you rotate that pin so it touches both drawing pins, the gap closes. The circuit becomes closed. This is your on position. It completes the path, allows the current to flow, and makes our lamp light right up.
Next up, Section 4, Conductors, Insulators, and Safety. Let's just compare these two side by side to keep it simple. On the left, we have conductors. These are materials that allow electric current to flow through them super easily. Just think of metals, like copper, silver, and gold. Now on the right, we've got insulators. These are poor conductors that completely block current flow, stuff like rubber, plastic, and ceramics. And this is exactly why we use copper inside our electrical wires to carry the current, but then we wrap the outside of that wire in insulators like plastic. That plastic insulator keeps the electricity flowing strictly inside the wire and, most importantly, protects us from getting a nasty shock. And hey, speaking of shocks, I need to highlight this specific exam tip straight from your textbook. It's a critical safety warning. Our body is a conductor of electricity. Since electric current passing through our body can cause some really severe injuries, this is exactly why we must never, ever touch switches or plugs with wet hands. Water plus your body means that electricity will conduct right into you. Always be safe with this stuff, guys. Okay, Section 5, Key Terms to Memorize. Let's do a rapid-fire review. First term up, battery. What exactly is it? Well, a battery is just a combination of two or more cells where the positive terminal of one cell connects to the negative terminal of the next. I really want you to remember that specific order, positive to negative. If you just shove two positive ends against each other inside your torch, it simply won't turn on. Next term, circuit diagram. This is a representation of an electrical circuit using standard global symbols. I mean, think about it. Instead of trying to draw a highly realistic picture of a battery and a bulb every single time, which would take forever, we use simple, standardized symbols created by international organizations. It just makes it incredibly easy for anyone, anywhere in the world, to draw, read, and completely understand electrical circuits. Third term,
Fused bulb. So why would a perfectly connected lamp just fail to glow? Usually, it's due to a broken internal filament. Now, the filament is that tiny, super thin wire inside the glass that gets hot and glows. If that tiny filament breaks, it creates a gap in the path, which stops the flow of current entirely. No flow, no light.
All right, home stretch, Section 6, quick recap and exam tips. Let's lock these 4 bullet points into your memory right now. Number 1, current always flows from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. Number 2, LEDs are strictly one-directional. Always connect that long wire to the positive side. Number 3, switches control the flow. Remember that an open circuit means off and a closed circuit means on. And finally, number 4, conductors allow current to flow easily while insulators block it to protect us.
Okay, before we wrap, I'm going to leave you with a bit of a brain teaser, straight from your textbook's exercises. Imagine you have a battery, but the positive and negative symbols have completely rubbed off. How could you use an LED, keeping in mind what we just learned about those long and short wires, to figure out exactly which side of the battery is positive? Think through that process. Honestly, if you can answer that, you truly understand this chapter inside and out. And with that, you are officially ready to revise this chapter quickly and absolutely ace those exams. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy studying.